5 tips on how to sell and buy a home at the same time. You'll want to stay on and watch. If you find the content valuable, you'll want to hit subscribe and the bell notification. Send me some love to support our YouTube channel so that we could get more of this great content out to more people. Thanks for your support. Tip number 1, HELOC stands for Home Equity Line of Credit. You are trying to sell home A. You can pull money out, actually get a second loan called a HELOC loan to borrow against the current value of your home. You use that money as the down payment in home B. That's how you do it. Once home A is sold, the HELOC is automatically required to be paid off. So now you don't have that second loan, and that money was already used as a down payment for your home B. Tip number 2, get a bridge loan. A bridge loan is somewhat similar to a HELOC and exactly as what it's called, right? It's a bridge. It's a loan that will bridge you from home A to home B. And the way you use the bridge loan is you basically can take out a loan, typically up to 80% of the value of your home A. And you will use that money. It's like a short-term, very short-term loan. Typically, maybe it's good for about a year, okay? You use that money really apply to home B as a down payment. Well, you're gonna want to go ahead and pay off that bridge loan as quickly as possible once you sell home A, because typically the bridge loan interest rate is much higher than the regular market interest rate. Tip number 3, your 401k. Either you have a 401k or maybe a teacher's retirement account or a government retirement account. You can actually borrow the money out of your retirement account, use that money as a down payment to your home B. You would have to check with your retirement account administrator and see how that would work, how long it would take, what are the rules to be able to borrow the money out. Usually you can borrow up to a certain percentage of the total retirement account value. So once you have your home B and once you've sold your home A, you can then use the proceeds of that money to pay back the loan from your retirement account. Tip number 4, you can just keep trying to sell your home A, right? You want to work with a lender who may offer a low down payment purchase to get your home B. And some lenders will provide you the option to recast the loan. What that means is you're not going through the whole refinancing. They will just re-amortize the loan once your home A is sold and you bring money in to apply as additional lump sum down payment to your home B. This is after you've gotten the money out of home A. Now, the down payment is bigger. The lender who basically got you this home B loan can actually recast the loan and actually rerun the loan payment schedule without you going through the whole refinancing and pay additional fees and all of that stuff, and basically work out your payment schedule to be much lower with the money that you got from home A. So some lenders will do this. So you would have to check with the lender you're working with whether they offer the recasting services for this. Tip number 5, this is my favorite one. Drum rolls, please. The way tip number 5 works is, and I've done this with so many families, been able to serve them in this way. It requires your savvy real estate agent who represents you to sell your home A to basically negotiate as you find the home B, negotiate upfront with the people who are buying your home A to have the ability to have a seller rent back. In other words, if you're selling your home A, you have the ability to stay in the home. After your home is closed, the transaction is closed, you are now effectively you're homeless, but you're staying in the home that you used to own as a tenant to the buyer. you would have to negotiate this upfront. This should not be a surprise. It needs to be prearranged so that your buyer is aware that they can't move in right away as soon as the escrow is closed. They need to give you time. Typically in California, we recommend not to exceed 29 days of the seller rent back period, because then basically the seller becomes a long-term lease agreement when you go beyond 29 days. And the lender, the buyer brought in to purchase your home A, would need to be aware of that as well. So it's written out in the contract, prearranged in advance. But in this way, you, the seller, just pay rent. Typically, it's the daily calculated rate of your buyer's principal, interest, tax, and insurance daily rate that you would be paying rent to the buyer for. So your incentive is that you don't want to stay too long, because effectively you're paying the new mortgage rate. Typically it's a higher rate than what you were paying, when you bought your home, or whatever rate that you have owned your home. So you really want to get out as soon as you can, but the buyer is also covered because they already started paying mortgage, and you're basically covering their mortgage by staying there. Of course, there's liability and so on and so forth. So your favorite savvy real estate agent should be able to explain all this to you. But that is one of our really great tools that we've been able to serve our sellers to be able to move just one time by doing the seller's rent back. If you want more information on that, email me at kasama@kasamasells.com. I hope this is great, helpful information to you. I'm just so excited to be able to bring this to you, because this is happening a lot again now that, there's a lot of movement, increasing movement in the marketplace with the seller moving, trying to buy a replacement home wherever that may be. Thanks for watching.